Right now, here on the upside, meet the young man with a gift for painting whose artistry is actually changing some lives out there.
Plus, learn how this Star Wars Day has a connection to British government.
Ah, cheerio. The upside. Rowing our way through this Thursday. The finish line for the week is in sight. There we go. Let's do it.
It's time to look up. Let's talk about this.
That's a great idea.
To enjoy stories showing the brighter side of life.
A catalyst for growth.
Well, you don't see that every day.
Showing good people doing great things.
This is my purpose.
Turning troubles into triumphs.
What a creative solution.
Everyday heroes rising up to inspire hope. Right now on the upside.
There we go. I got a baby. Don't pull. I got it.
Oh, baby. Look at this. Body camera footage from Central Florida shows the moment that Master Deputy Daniel Jones helped bring a baby girl into this world. Her mom approached him on the side of the road in a panic. The deputy sprung into action. Baby and mama were then checked out at a nearby hospital. This is Deputy Jones' third time helping to deliver a baby. Wow, he needs some kind of extra service medal or something for this.
Or get on the local hospital payroll.
Yeah.
You know, give that man something. Oh, you hear stories like that all the time about, just the incredibly random, not hospital ways that babies come into the world. It really is amazing. Three times? So
Three
he's like,
times for that deputy. I mean,
right.
You could once would be an anomaly for someone in law enforcement, but they're trained for different circumstances but 3 times?
3 times. Oh yeah. No, he's an honorary doctor at this point. Let's call him what he is. And welcome to the world, baby girl. We begin as always with stories from the very top of our feed. Away we go. This story, which crossed our desk, that is definitely a conversation starter to say the least. Think back to when you were just a wee kid in the family car on the way to school, and what was on the radio those days, those years. For a lot of us, it did sound something like this.
You're listening to WGNS today, a Tuesday morning.
But the sound of AM radio in the car is being silenced. What? Okay, here's the scoop. Ford Motor Company made some news by saying that it's taking AM radio out of many of its 2024 car models. And some other car makers are starting to do the same with their electric models in particular, saying that the radio and the car's electronics somehow interfere with one another. So radio station owners and some folks with disaster preparedness are telling people that, hey, reach out to the FCC and tell them to stop this.
Ford is one of those brands that's just as American as baseball.
Radio is so essential to the outreach that we do.
And it will let Congress members know how they look to it as a safety device. And I would hate to see that go away one day.
And I imagine a lot of folks have an opinion on this. So if you want to weigh in, you can contact the FCC through its website. And for that, we have a link on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Upside News. 2 questions. Number one, I wonder why the electronics interfere with AM but not the FM.
That's a good point.
And I just wonder too, does it have anything to do with the waning popularity? I think AM, more like news talk. FM's all the radio and the pop hits and all the whatever. But AM's more of kind of like the talk radio and news and things like that. I just wonder if it's a mechanical issue or a preference issue or what's really going on there. But yeah, it feels
That's
like,
a good question.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us love to have that option. You want to be able to listen to your AM radio when you want to listen to it. So I think if these car manufacturers are smart, they'll say, well, maybe we ought to just leave that alone. Come up with something else. Make gas more efficient for people. That would go over well. So you'll sell more cars that way.
Oh, times keep a-changing. All right. Well, millions will tune in to see history made this weekend. For the first time in 70 years, we will see live the coronation of a new monarch in the UK.
That's right, and we're getting some brand new details on what to look out for. The king will be wearing these historical pieces of clothing on Saturday. They were worn by previous monarchs at past coronations as far back as 1821 for King George IV. And the palace says that reusing the clothing is in the interest of sustainability and efficiency.
Wow.
How about that?
I'm shocked that it's ornate.
Yeah.
The UK, when it comes to the royals, they know how to do a lavish pomp and circumstance costume.
Sure they do.
That's their thing. They do it better than anybody. So
That's right.
It'll be a spectacle.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
Well, and there is no denying that there's something special about the traditions that are used in these kinds of ceremonies. One of them dates back to the 13th century even.
The so-called Stone of Destiny was transported from Scotland and will be installed in the coronation chair, no less. It's basically a slab of sandstone, which weighs more than 300 pounds. The stone's exact origins unknown, but historians say it was taken from Scotland back in 1296 by King Edward I and was not returned until 1996.
Okay.
How about that? History galore and on display this weekend.
That's right. We got some more for you now.
Of course, one of our favorite parts of the show. Time to bring you a few quick stories, stuff that's just fun to know, some candy for your brain. Why not? Today we turn our focus to one of the great celebrations centered on a pun. Star Wars Day, because check the calendar. I'll wait. 1, 2, 3. May the 4th be with you. Today's May 4th.
That's right, and it's fun to know that the phrase is actually tied to British Parliament. From this date back in 1979, Margaret Thatcher had just taken office as Prime Minister, and members of her party took out a full-page ad to congratulate her, and it read, "May the 4th be with you, Maggie. Congratulations."
I always wondered where it came from. That's fascinating. It's linked to the Iron Lady, of course.
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher. Wow.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Had no idea.
It is a cute pun. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Also fun to know that the celebrations are entirely fan-inspired. Lucasfilms, which of course gave us the legendary Star Wars franchise, has nothing to do with the party, though they do cash the checks for all the gear that people buy to celebrate.
That's right. And finally, we all know that Darth Vader is voiced by the great James Earl Jones. But did you know that the role almost went to Orson Welles? It didn't go to him because George Lucas thought that his voice would be too recognizable. And like hearing that now, I mean, James Earl Jones, for so many of us, our age, like his voice is the recognizable.
Exactly. Yeah, ironically, the person you picked would go on to have one of the most historic voices in Hollywood history. So, wow, unreal. It is. He does. I think every guy would love to have that kind of, you know what I mean? That voice, that diction, incredible. Incredible. Well, stick around for more Upside coming up for us after the break. The sky-high figure a young kid raised for charity using his creative talents.
Helping somebody does not have to be like your money. It can be your time and skills and your kindness.